When it comes to wireless, typically one of the first questions I get from IBOs in the field is, how do I start a conversation about wireless with someone? Well, it starts with a simple question. Who do you pay for your wireless service? Now, you could always follow that up with, wouldn't you like to get paid every time you pay your own wireless bill? And better yet, if you help 5 others enroll with our wireless service, you can get yours for free. And when they say yes, you share the business, of course. But let's stay on the topic of selling wireless and, more importantly, how to prepare for a smooth enrollment experience. When it comes to selling wireless, like everything else we do, share your why first. Remember, we grow our business based on our relationships. And because we don't advertise, our competitive edge often speaks for itself. Then find out who they pay, what they pay, and share our plans. And when someone is ready to become your customer, make sure you're prepared with all the information you need to ensure a smooth enrollment experience. There are 2 key documents that I'm confident, if used properly, will make your customer's enrollment experience simple and seamless. The first one is the Activation Pre-Order Checklist. The second one is the Flash Mobile Discovery Form. Use the Activation Pre-Order Checklist to help your customer prepare for enrollment. Use the Flash Mobile Discovery Form to help your customer gather information they'll need when it comes time to enroll. We'll begin with the first one, the Activation Pre-Order Checklist. This checklist is exactly that, key checkpoints that your customer needs to meet before moving forward with the enrollment. Important steps that you need to be aware of. It's not hard, it's just necessary. Don't wing it, use the checklist. Step 1 on the checklist, check compatibility and coverage. If the customer wants to keep their existing device, you need to make sure they can. This step tells you where and how to confirm if their device is compatible. Compatibility means the device will operate on the Flash Mobile network. You'll also want to check coverage where they live to ensure the service will work at their home. If the device is not compatible, they'll need to buy a compatible device from a third-party resource or directly from a manufacturer. An unlocked device that is compatible with all networks is obviously your best route, but always check the IMEI of the device for compatibility first. This will be checked again during the actual enrollment. Step 2, check eligibility. Compatibility and eligibility are 2 different things. Compatibility means the device will operate on the Flash Mobile network. Eligibility simply means the customer outright owns the phone and that it is unlocked. That's key. Your customer needs to make sure the device has been unlocked by their current carrier before enrolling with Flash Mobile. In most cases, we can't confirm that. For iPhones with software version 14 or greater, you can look this up in the settings of the phone. But for Android, at this time, they must confirm with their current carrier to ensure there are no issues when they power up their device for the first time with active Flash Mobile service. Once you've helped your customer confirm compatibility and eligibility, you'll move on to the next step on our pre-order checklist, which is all about transferring the number from their current carrier over to Flash Mobile. Most people are going to want to do this, and there is a set of information that they'll need to make that happen. So step 3 is making sure your customer has that information readily available. Their current carrier will not release the number if the customer does not have the correct information that's required. And the pre-order checklist tells you exactly what they need: the current carrier account number, the current carrier account porting PIN or transferring PIN, the primary account holder name as it appears on the invoice, and finally, the billing address of the current account. We also learned that in many cases, the current carrier has placed what's called port protection or fraud protection against the numbers our customers wish to port over to Flash Mobile. In these cases, the port will be blocked until the customer contacts their carrier to approve the request to transfer the number. So, customers should confirm that port protection is not in place. The next 2 steps are more common sense, but we want to call them both out. Again, this checklist is all about being 100% prepared for enrollment. We don't want anything to hold up the enrollment process because you didn't have everything ready. Step 4 is about making sure your customer has backed up their device. This is something that everyone should be doing on a regular basis, so why not make sure of it here before they enroll for service with Flash Mobile? If they're keeping their device, then all things normal, the information is still on the device when they activate with Flash Mobile. But we should always back up information just in case. Step 5 is simply being familiar with the plan options and knowing in advance which plans the customer will be choosing during the enrollment process. That's the activation pre-order checklist. 5 steps to prepare you in advance. Now we'll turn to the second key document, the Flash Mobile Discovery Form. This is where you'll collect the information your customer needs to enroll. You or the customer literally writes down the details on the document before they begin enrollment. On the first page of the Flash Mobile Discovery Form, you'll write down the basic customer information and the phone numbers that are being enrolled. You'll also write down the current carrier for each line, because in a multi-line order, each phone number could be coming from different carriers. And then you'll also be able to double confirm right here that each phone is compatible and eligible. On the second page, we simply present the plan options. And then the all-important third and final page is where you'll collect the remainder of the necessary information needed when the customer sits down to enroll. The 15-digit IMEI number of each phone being enrolled, the 19-digit ICC ID number of the SIM cards that will go into each phone that's being enrolled. You fill this out only if you have the SIM cards in hand for the enrollment. If your customer needs to request SIM cards during the enrollment process, then you'll leave this field blank. And perhaps the most important information is the porting information. Again, if the customer is transferring their number to Flash Mobile, this information is needed and must be accurate in order for Flash Mobile to successfully acquire the number from the current carrier. And don't cancel your service with your current carrier. The process of porting the number over to Flash Mobile will take care of that. Look, it just makes sense to prepare in advance with the activation pre-order checklist and to collect the information with the Flash Mobile Discovery Form. Pass these checkpoints and have the information written down here so that you and your customer have a seamless Flash Mobile enrollment experience. Use these 2 documents and you'll have tremendous success with Flash Mobile.